Matiang'i has warned that teachers may not resume work come January. John Matiang'i says teachers in the country will go on strike to demand better terms of pay, such as the scrapping off of their delocalization program and the push for promotions by the Teachers Service Commission.
Walimu come January, because we have lived so well and allowed our children to do exams. Come January, we are not opening any school in this country. Parents, prepare food enough in your stores to feed your children long enough. And prepare to stay with your children at home. Teachers are going on a long holiday. A long holiday given by the employer who has not promoted them.
Well, as you know, NTV is on the road once again, and this time we are in Tharaka Nithi County. My colleague Trevor Mbija is coming to us live from an area called Kathuana. Trevor, what's the latest from that county?
You're absolutely right, Gladys. This is Kathuana, the headquarters of Tharaka Nithi. It's about 30 kilometers in the Gamba-Ngombe area. And listen, today we're exploring different cultures of the Tharaka Nithi people. And it's very interesting. Do you see the mountains behind me, Gladys? One is called Munguni, the other one is called Kijeke. In between there is Tana River. And there are very many tales around that area. There's a tale about a person called Kiboka. Now this is a legend of sort of like Luanda Magere. He had a son who had magical powers and would protect the people of the Tharaka. And therefore they had to insert something in his heart that made him almost immortal. Anytime he would be killed by the enemy, he would always resurrect. Eventually legend has it that one of the people were captured and they gave him up. They said that if you remove that thing that is in his heart, then he would die for real. Kibuka himself got very upset with the people of Tharaka Nithi, who was the protector of, and eventually walked through that river there called Kibuka area, and apparently he's still there to date, and some people have to sing so that his daughters come out of the river and also dance with them. So this is essentially just a story to unite the people of Tharaka and also to ensure that jealousy doesn't pay, and to also tell them the effects of jealousy on themselves. But that is not the only tale. There's another one there called Kirimo. This is a very interesting tale, and it's not told to everybody. In fact, we're very privileged to be told about it. I'll tell you all about this at 7 and at 9, Gladys. You'll be surprised at the legend of the people around Tharaka Nithi and the rich culture that they have. That's what we're focusing on today. Zena Bismail is also focusing on the other aspects of their culture, their dress code, the food they like, the things they do. We will tell you everything you need to know, including a maternity area for elephants. Unbelievable. So they come there, get their calves, wean them for like 2 weeks, and then start feeding them on the leaves around there for another 2 weeks. It's an entire month. It's a full ceremony of elephants, and it's interesting that they come there every season. And there's one bull and several elephants who lay calves, who have calves there, and they're protected by that one bull. Several things you need to know about Tharaka Nithi, and that's all coming up at 7 and at 9, Gladys.
Definitely looking forward to it. And I must say, Trevor is such a great storyteller. Looking forward. Well, we shall be crossing over to Tharaka Nithi in our subsequent bulletins at 7 p.m. and at 9 p.m. Two other day stories, and residents in Donyo Nasipa area of Samburu County are in shock after... If we can have that on my auto cue, are in shock after an elderly man threatened to kill his wife's child, who he claims is not his. The man, who had 3 wives, accuses his young wife of infidelity and says the child will bring cost to the family. The nursing mother says she was aware of the threats even before the baby was born, and it became more serious when the man visited her at the dispensary with the intention to kill the newborn. Samburu County Children Officer Jane Kabiro, who rescued the mother and child, is calling on community leaders to stop the cleansing tradition, which she says is common in the area.
Hiyo mtoto umesaliwa, unaweza kubeba sisi yote. Na anaweza kukua mwalimu, na anaweza kukua okili, na anaweza kukua daktari, na anaweza kubeba sisi yote.
Having a young girl like this, who has just given birth, even before she recovers, the husband decides that the baby should be killed. because of the omens or the cultural values which are very negative, it does not add value.
Well, a section of farmers from the Githunguri Dairy Farmers Cooperative Society warned the Director of Public Prosecution and the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission to investigate 9 directors accused of massive corruption and mismanagement. The farmers want to know how the cooperative society incurred a loss of over 400 million shillings and why the dividends were lower compared to the year 2016-2017. They are accusing the chairman, Charles Mukora, of disregarding the Cooperative Act recently enacted by the Kiambu County government. Barely a week ago, the farmers had a chaotic annual general meeting, and the farmers have recorded statements with the police calling for the arrest of a chairman for disrupting the AGM.
Hawa director wafanyio lifestyle auditing. Kuna kitu wanaficha na yenyewe governor tunamuuliza asiwachilie watu wa Githunguri.
Tunaona Mukora awache kutumia wakora kufuruga society, kwa sababu watu wengi wanapendelea society iende. Ndio watoto watakuja nyumae wakute kitu wazazi wao waliwacha au mababu wao waliwacha ikiwa inaendelea.
Nikadhurumiwa, nikapigwa, hata nguo zangu zikalaluliwa kwa sababu sikutakiwa ni ulize swali.
Residents in Rironi area, Kiambu County, are up in arms over a serious power outage caused by falling trees. Now, following the incidents, a donkey was electrocuted after the power lines fell as the animal pulled a cart. The residents claim tens of their household electronic devices were also destroyed in the incident, and they have accused the Kenya Power of ignoring warning calls, which they say could have averted the destruction and death of the animal. In a bid to promote economic development and improve the well-being of the people, Kenya Power has today signed an agreement with the county government of Lamu for installation and maintenance of street and public lighting within the county. So far, 500 towns, market centres and the county headquarters have been covered. Lamu Governor Fahim Twaha said the power initiative championed by the national government will transform the Lamu archipelago into an attractive destination for investment and tourism. The street lighting project started in 2014 mainly to rehabilitate street lights within Nairobi County and later spread to other main towns like Mombasa, Kisumu, Nyeri, Eldoret, Nakuru and Machakos.
This initiative will be able to provide the citizens of Lamu with a better security. They can be able to have a 24-hour economy, and also their infrastructure or their property rates can also go up.
Tunatumai itaweza kuvutia wawekezaji katika maeneo yetu, wakiona mahali kuna wakataa na kuna watu wamejipanga vizuri, mji ni msafi, mataa inawaka, huduma nyingine kama maji inapatikana, afya, watapenda watu kuja kuishi na kufanya kazi hapo.
Now, a campaign aimed at saving the source of the rivers Mara, Molo and Joro has begun with various personalities and environmentalists planting trees around the Enapuyapui swamp. Now, the project is aimed at keeping alive the ecosystem that feeds into major lakes into the country and is also the lifeline of one of Kenya's wild wonders and tourist attractions, the Mara.
The freshwater streams and the lush greens that form the Enapuyai swamp could be in danger of drying up if the communities living in the area do not take care of it. The stumps that are sprouting is a clear indication that even with destruction, the ecosystem can still be saved. Experts warn that the massive degradation of the environment due to logging and other human activities could affect a large population and hurt a major part of the country's economy.
Mkutano tulipofanya hapa tulikubali na community hii kwamba sisi tutaajiri watu wawili wadas ambaye watakuwa wanaenda wakilinda wakichunga hii swamp. Tumefanya hatujafanya? Hao vijana si wako? Tumekubaliana kwamba tuta support community ya Ogiek na mizinga ya asali. Maana tunajua kwamba rasilimali zao, their sustenance, their livelihoods is from the forest.
By increasing the cover in the Kiptunga forest that surrounds the swamp, environmentalists believe that all who benefit from the ecosystem will continue to do so in the future.
Kuchinga mazingira yetu kwa sababu maji haya yakiisha, sisi tutakosa maji ya kunywa, maji ya kupikia na mambo mengine mengi.
More than 1,000 seedlings were planted during the launch of the tree planting drive. Leila Mohammed, NTV.
Now, Kenya is set to become the first in East Africa to grow genetically modified cotton in open fields and fourth in Africa after South Sudan, or rather South Africa, Burkina Faso and Sudan. Now, already national performance trials are underway across the country, and the Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization is hopeful that come March 2019, the first GMO cotton seeds will be distributed to farmers.
Cotton farming was once a major source of income and livelihood for many people, but the ailing sector is today on its deathbed. Attempts to revive it have been made, but with little success. Low prices and expensive pesticides are among the things that made cotton farming unprofitable, bringing many ginaries in the country on their knees. Today, Kenya produces just 20,000 bales of cotton, each weighing 124 kgs, against a demand of 140,000 bales. This means that the country has to import the deficit. Pest control, especially to combat the bollworm, accounts for about 30% of a farmer's total cotton production cost, contributing to rural poverty. But scientists say that modern biotechnology, specifically the genetically modified cotton seed, offers a viable solution to address the challenges and revive the textile industry.
Trials that have been done in this country, we have seen them yielding more than 4,000 kilos, while our varieties yield between 2,000 and 2,500. So even if we didn't plant hybrids that have BT, hybrids, they are higher yielding than our open pollinated varieties, that is HART 89M and KSA 81M.
Research into BT cotton had been ongoing for the last 17 years, and national performance trial sites have been established in Mwea, Kibos, Bura, Tana, Katumani, Kambiamawe and Pekera. One of the biggest holdups to the advancement of biotechnology in Kenya has been the absence of political goodwill. But the president's speech during Mashujaa Day celebrations, calling upon ministries to identify mechanisms to revive the nation's cotton production, seem to signal a shift.
Farmers will have a guaranteed market, and the government will also put a minimum price for buying cotton, so that farmers are not exploited. So there are all incentives for producing cotton in future, and I believe cotton will be attractive to our youth who will see money in cotton.
Wakulima wengi wako na nia ya kupanda pamba, juu sisi wote hatuwezi tukatoshea kwa rice paddies, hatuwezi tukatoshea in the river banks, na Mwea especially wale watu ambaye hawezi waka access maji for irrigation, pamba kwao wanaona ni kitu ya muhimu sana.
We are also joining other countries like Nigeria that recently approved commercial farming of BT cotton. We have Ethiopia, we have Swaziland, and we have Malawi. So there are many countries now that have seen the benefits of this technology, and really the kind of impact that the technology has had over the last 22 or so years that countries have grown BT cotton is overwhelming.
India is the largest producer of cotton globally, with over 12 million hectares under BT cotton, representing 98% of land under cotton cultivation. Pests and diseases are the main reason why cotton growing was abandoned in the country, and BT cotton is expected to be the solution. Reporting for NTV from Mwea in Kirinyaga County, I am Martin Moura.
The Madaraka Express train services is expected to mark a milestone after about 2 years since the standard gauge railway opened to the public. The Chinese REN project has served about 2 million passengers. Now today they unveiled passenger number 2 millionth, and our reporter Silas Apollo is at the Syokimau station for the event. Before we hear from Silas, let's hear from the 2 millionth passenger.
So, hi, congratulations on your win. What is your name probably, and what does this mean for you today?
Okay, my name is Rose Jerry.
Yeah, just take the interview.
Today is a big day for me, having been the lucky winner of the 2 millionth passenger on the Madaraka Express. I'm so grateful to God and to the organizers of this event. Yeah, SGR has been my mode of transport since it was launched in the year 2017. It has been great for me to travel from Mombasa to Nairobi and back, and I've made several trips on Madaraka Express. Almost every month I come, even more than once in a month, because I have the family in Nairobi. I work in Mombasa, Msambweni, that is in the south coast. It has made my journey short. No fatigue, no heat, no sweating on the way. You can have some tea, some snacks in the coaches as you travel. It has been fun. The scenery along the way has been great. There's a lot of education on the way. The broadcasters, they explain to us where we are passing, the meaning of the areas that we are passing through, what we expect to see, and of course we see what they tell us that we are going to come across. So it has been great for me. I have nothing to complain about.
Okay.
I'm
When
grateful to
and how were you notified that you were the 2 millionth passenger?
Yeah, I was notified on the day before yesterday through phone, and I was worried a bit. I thought it was conning, so I had to call the booking office. I have their number, and they were to find out, of course, and they told me actually that it was true. There was that ceremony, and there was a 2 millionth winner. So I gained my confidence, and today I met the team physically, and they brought me up to this place. I like the place. I'm great.
Okay, let's go, please.
Thank you.
All right, Gladys, as you can see, we're here at Madaraka SGR station, and we've just spoken to the 2 millionth passenger, who's been the 2 million passenger of the SGR train. Of course, this is such a hallmark for the SGR family. Of course, as you can remember, they were expecting to hit about 1.7 million passengers by June 2019. And so hitting 2 million passengers right now is quite a hallmark for them. They are celebrating that. Of course, we expect more and more going forward. There's an event that has been scheduled for this, and so we're going to sit in and listen and see what exactly is going to happen. But it's quite a big day for SGR, and so we hope that more and more are going to come. Back to you, Gladys.
Thank you, Silas Apollo. It's such a great milestone, 2 millionth passenger. Of course, this was a target supposed to be for 2019, as Silas Apollo has touched on that. So a big deal, and it looks like that the SGR project is working. Well, we'll keep you updated, bringing you more color, sights and sounds from that event that is ongoing. Now to other stories, and leaders have been called upon to revive the tree planting program in effort to help conserve the environment. Ahadi Kenya Trust CEO Dr. Stanley Kamau urged leaders and all stakeholders to unite in their forestation exercise and take advantage of the short rains. Kamau spoke after distributing avocado seedlings to Gitugi residents. He noted that the avocado trees have the advantage of providing tree cover and a source of livelihood for the farmers.
We are going to many other parts of this country to make sure that we complement the work that is being done by the government. We have been doing this campaign, and I want to make sure that each and every homestead in the county of Murang'a plants at least 2 fruit trees apart from the other trees.
Beyond the borders, at least 7 people believed to be all Christians have been killed by gunmen in Egypt when they were returning from baptizing a child at a Coptic monastery. Now, officials said that this was the most serious attack on the minority in more than a year. 6 of the dead were from the same family and another 18 people, including children, were wounded. The attackers opened fire on 2 buses near the monastery of St. Samuel the Confessor in Minya, 260 kilometers up the River Nile from Cairo. A witness at the monastery said the attackers then fled, and local residents said the car blazed to express their anger. Islamic State has claimed responsibility. South Sudan authorities have released rebel leader Riek Machar's former spokesman, as well as a South African advisor, a move seen as a gesture of goodwill in an ongoing peace process. Now, the spokesman, James Gadet, and retired South African Colonel William John Endley was sentenced to death earlier this year by President Salva Kiir's regime for treason and conspiracy.
South Sudan Minister for Interior Michael Chejek said that the release was part of a peace implementation in the new state. Retired South African Colonel William John Edley had also been charged with espionage and illegal entry into South Sudan.
I've seen them now with us. They are now free, and Gadet will be going to Khartoum, and William will be taken back to his home country, South Africa. So it is pleasure to inform you that and the people of South Sudan that the president has made his word, and that's why you have seen these 2 guys are now out.
While Edley was expected to be deported immediately back to South Africa on Friday, Gadet was expected to travel to Khartoum, where Riek Machar has been living. Gadet had fled to neighboring Kenya, where he had been granted refuge, while Edley was arrested in August 2016, shortly after an outbreak of renewed fighting between Machar and President Salva Kiir's forces in Juba. Both men appeared smiling and healthy.
Exactly 2 years. I want to thank His Excellency the President, General Salva Kiir Mayardit, for ordering my release. I'm very happy that this will enable me to reunite with my family members and my friends after a long period of time.
Since 2007, one reason why I keep coming back is firstly the hospitality and the goodness of the common South Sudanese. Unfortunately, in all walks of life, in all countries, you get the good people and you get the bad people. But my memories of South Sudan always will be and have been positive.
South Sudan's civil war broke out in 2013 when Kiir accused his former deputy Machar of plotting a coup. The fighting has killed an estimated 380,000 people, uprooted a third of the population, forced nearly 2.5 million into exile, and triggered bouts of deadly famine.
Around 2,000 migrants who are part of a caravan that came from El Salvador after or having crossed from Guatemala into Mexico through the Suchiate River. This is after trying to reach Mexico through the international border bridge. They decided to continue on foot across a narrow passage after an arrangement to travel by bus directly to Mexico City fell through. The coordinators have blamed the Mexican federal government for blocking a plan to have buses transport migrants to the capital. The migrants rejected taking an alternate route towards Mexico City because it would have taken them along curvy mountainous roads through small towns without infrastructure to accommodate such a large group.
Niaje, want to invest in a biashara that will take your hustle to the next.
Action, the Kenyan amputee football team finished their World Cup campaign on a high after they beat Ireland 5-3 on post-match penalties following a 1-1 draw by full-time. Ireland scored in the first half before Dalmas Otieno equalized for the amputee Stars to send the game to a shootout. The match was to determine positional ranking after the national team lost 4-1 to current world champions Russia in the knockout stage on Friday morning. The Kenya Basketball Federation playoffs for the top and lower tier leagues gets underway this afternoon with 24 matches in Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu and Nakuru. Champions Kenya Ports Authority will open their men and women's Premier League title defense on Sunday at the Nyayo National Stadium Gymnasium against United States International University, Tigers and Kenyatta University's Oryx, respectively. Now, after 8 months of a hard-fought regular season, 40 out of the 58 competing teams in the 5 leagues for men and women will compete in the best-of-3 series quarterfinals. Waleed Soliman scored 2 VAR penalties to give Egypt's Al Ahly a 3-1 first leg win over Esperance in the African Champions League final in Alexandria. It was the first time VAR was used in a Champions League final. Politicians. 1 minute they are throwing jabs at each other and the next they are dancing together or even breaking bread. Since a day is a long time in politics, only those with the best senses, the cunning ones, will continue thriving, and in such circumstances, lies, white or whatever color are permitted. And as Emmanuel Juma now reports on Bullseye, the son of Toro, also known as Mangidi, has now just joined Form 1 in the School of Political Alliances building.
Go Gidi, but Gidi, you do not seem ready for this tialala tibim dance business. What say you?
Iko wengine ambayo unasikia una tune guitar. Sasa unaanza kutune guitar, anaanza kudance. Anaanza kudance kabisa kudance.
How about you?
Bado. Muziki bado.
We await Mangidi's big dance day, but before then, some tips from the good lady. She seems to be telling him exactly how to move to which beat. The referendum, Gidi, how about it?
No, referendum, hakuna two choices. Wananchi wataamua hiyo njia tunaenda.
And Wakoli Bifuoli is back.
Hii referendum inatoka wapi naenda wapi? Na itakuwa juu ya nini? Kama ni maneno ya kuongezea wengine vyoo wale walianguka kura kama mimi, hiyo nitapinga.
Yes, Bifuoli, but let people show off their talents. Another show by Kalware.
How is it that we can give our best to NASA, we can give our best to Jubilee, we can give our best to CORD, but we cannot give our best to our own, ourselves?
Siri ni kutengeneza marafiki.
Why are we in the habit of giving our best to other people?
But as Muda asks why Waititu seems to have been nudging the DP on and asking him, why not? What has he been up to anyway?
Kazi yangu sio kupigiwa makofi mimi. Kazi yangu ndiko kwa ofisi sasa nifanye kazi.
That could only mean one thing, lots of drama.
Mimi nakutana na vijana wananiambia saa hii tuko na mabibi. Na mimi nafurahi. Kazi yangu mimi sio kufuata ile mabaya inafanywa ati nipigiwe makofi. Mimi hapana hii kufanya drama, mimi nafanya kazi. Mimi hapana iko kwa drama saa hii, mimi niko kwa kazi.
Anything Waititu wants if the constitution has to be changed?
Sisi hapana shiko na shida na katiba. Bora ile inabadilishwa, hapana kitu inahusiana na kuongeza mzigo. Sisi hapana nataka mtu anaongeza viti. Hapana, sisi tunataka vipengele ziangaliwe.
Your job description again?
Mimi hapana hii kufanya drama, mimi nafanya kazi.
Then off to Nyeri we went. We were here to find out the truth about drinking and husbands battering rumors.
Lakini sisi tukunywaga pombe, lakini tunakunywaga.
Hapana, hakuna pombe. Kuna kitu kama hiyo.
Pombe hatuwezi kunywa. Sisi tunafanya kazi ya kubeba mzigo.
Hakuna mtu anapigwa na bibi.
Anapigwa na bibi.
Ikuani ukimwambia uko na 150 si atakubali.
Siku hizi kuna pombe hata ya 50, 20. So akikuja kwako na ana pesa si unamchapa.
Sawa wanapigwa kwa sababu na wao wamejipiga. Manake hata wakikunywa pombe hawaendi nyumbani. Wanalala tu kwa mitaro.
Hii pombe tunaletewa ni uchawi. Wanatuletea ingine ukali. Ukikunywa hata unajisahau. Ukienda pale kwa kitanda anakunywa mpaka chakula.
Vyenye anatuharibia majina. Ati pombe hakuna pombe. Si tuko sawa.
Well. You be the judge. Back to that Canaan journey talk.
Tukafika mto Jordan, tukakuta mamba.
Hatukuambiwa kulikuwa na mamba, lakini sasa
Steve, it's all about the Bible. What say you?
Lakini sasa Canaan, rafiki yangu Raila anasema tulifika tukapata mamba wengi kwa mto Jordan. Kapata mamba wamekuwa wengi, wamejazana kule. Naye ndugu huyu mwingine anaitwa William Ruto juzi kule Kakamega akasema yeye alikuwa anaenda Sunday school. Lakini hakusoma kwa Biblia kwamba kule kabla ya kuvuka Jordan kulikuwa na mamba. Nikaona kama anataka kushambulia ndugu yangu Raila. Lakini wote sasa wako katika one big safina.
And now even Sunday school children are having their say.
Uncle Willie, I know you are a good Sunday school teacher. Because now I know River Jordan did not have crocodiles.
wakati tunaongea tujue watoto wanasikiliza. Kwa hivyo tujaribu kusema ukweli.
Kama mtalibeba mlibebe, siendi mahali.
At the Kenyatta National Hospital, the driver was ready, but the passenger was unwilling.
Siendi, mtaniua hapa siingia.
She was not boarding.
I'm not boarding.
Miguna, see the lesson Kenyans speak from you.
You will not intimidate me.
Emmanuel Juma, Bullseye, NTV.
Well, your weekly dose coming to you of Bullseye every Friday night, and of course a repeat of the same on the 1 p.m. bulletin on Saturday. Just a reminder, NTV is on the road in County Tharaka Nithi. Our team led by Trevor Ombeja, Zainab Ismail, Jane Goiri are all working hard to bring you the latest and the most unique stories from that county. So stay tuned. We shall see you later. Have a good afternoon. My name is Gladys Gachanja.